The following podcast is brought to you by the Johners Podcasting Network, found exclusively at WrestlingWithJohners.com.
Alrighty, everybody, welcome to a late night edition of Bucklebomb Live because we just watched AEW Dynamite and Okada is going to be at Forbidden Door. Okay, everybody, hello there. I'm Orlando. I'll be the host for today. I'm joined by who are we today?
Portland, Oregon. Wait, do we still announce where we are? Because for me, it's only 7. For you, it's like, what, 10, 11?
Yeah, it's like 10 o'clock here. Yeah, so yes. I have 7 Alexander with me. It's been a while since we did a show, right?
I think the last time that me and you did a solo show was after a big pay-per-view almost a year ago.
Oh like my around God. Yeah. Life. I have to tell you, life is just crazy. So we're gonna get into what happened at AEW Dynamite tonight, and let's just see how things roll, and then maybe we'll talk maybe other news if we want to. But
yeah, absolutely.
Yes. So I think the biggest news I would say for me, because the Rainmaker Okada showed up at Dynamite, and we just found out that it's going to be a fatal 4-way. It's going to be him versus Jay White versus Adam Cole versus Adam Page. How are we feeling about this?
Well, obviously, my husband Adam Page is on there, so I'm feeling great. Like, it's going to be a banger of a match. You have 4 of the most talented wrestlers in professional wrestling, as far as I'm concerned. And I'm just super excited just to see it. Like, I'm at the point for that match. I don't care who wins because it's going to be a hell of a banger of a match. I'm just there for it. Like, the fans are going to win no matter how that ends up.
Mm-hmm. Hey there, Caleb. Yes, Dynamite was a good show tonight. It was a good go-home show, I would have to say.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So when I was just like, when they were beating up Paige, I was just like, oh, somebody has to come out. I was like, come on now, it has to be Okada. Come on, they can't tease us like this, So I'm very happy that Okada, and I'm hoping that this pay-per-view, everybody's going to see how amazing Okada is, because I don't think a lot of wrestling fans have watched New Japan, so this is going to be kind of almost a new audience for him. So.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, because obviously you have a lot of AEW. You watch AEW and you see like a lot of these huge name stars from New Japan appearing, and the pop just isn't there. And it's not because the fans don't like them or the wrestlers aren't great. I mean, let's be honest, New Japan has probably the best, I don't want to say best roster, but some of the brightest stars in the entire world of professional wrestling. I mean, the first time that Will Ospreay was debuting, who is a huge star throughout, the professional wrestling, New Japan, Rev Pro,
through Europe, Japan, yeah,
huge.
Yeah,
even in states like where you are probably an independent watcher, of him at least, or you've at least heard his name. But when he appeared on AEW, it was kind of like a silence, like, who is this?
Exactly.
So it's going to be, I'm really glad that they are showcasing Ospreay, because let's face it, he's fucking amazing.
Yeah, he is.
And now, like, the fans see him and they pop for him because they're seeing his work. Also, side note, GCW, if you guys haven't watched I Never Liked You, I think that was the one, which was from Sunday, Will Ospreay versus Nick fucking Wayne was a hell of a match. Just hearing the crowd pop and the moment that they had afterwards was very special. So I definitely recommend checking that out. Also, I mean, I have a lot of love for Nick Wayne because he's, from where I am, I've literally set up the rings where he's been. I've actually, he's for 16. He's fucking a legend already.
Right. I mean, he's facing a lot of people and he's also signed with AEW. So hopefully we'll see him soon. So, I mean, he's making
when he's 18.
Yeah, that's right. So in a year and a half, maybe. I don't know when.
Yeah,
about yeah. Anyways, but yeah. So well, speaking about Will Ospreay, yeah. So I think a lot of you guys probably seen a lot of his matches on YouTube, because there's a lot of his matches. Like that's how like Ricochet got popular as well. So it's just like so it's just amazing just to see him getting this platform. Hopefully, like maybe he'll work a little bit more with AEW because I feel like he needs to be on the show more.
So I could see Will Ospreay, if his contract ever. I'm not sure what type of contract he has with New Japan or how that works at all. I could see him very easily signing, if he chose to, signing with maybe the E, but I would definitely prefer him in
No,
AEW.
he's not. He's not gonna go to the E. No, he even.
I
I
could
think.
see.
You think
Go.
so?
No, I don't. I mean, I think that he wouldn't necessarily, but I think he is a big enough star where the E would be interested in him and maybe give him an offer. Do I think that would be his best fit? Who knows? I don't know. I mean,
After he called them actors, I don't think so.
but he's not wrong. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, anyways, but no, I mean, like,
wrestling. Never mind. Yeah.
yeah, but no, it's just like I'm anxious just to see him versus him versus Cassidy, Orange Cassidy, because I think they're gonna have like a sleeper hit. I think they're gonna probably have good chemistry with each other, and I'm thinking Will Ospreay doesn't like too much comedy because I don't think he does comedy in his.
Real quick. Greg, if you want to join us, let us know and we'll send you the link.
Hmm.
Sorry. Greg was like, why wasn't he invited?
I know, right? Our resident are you elitist, So I mean, if you want to join us, Gary, go ahead and let us know. And look at this. Somebody says, look, good to see Bryan on the podcast. Oh,
I know. I'm usually just behind the scenes bitching at people.
exactly.
It's my inside gimmick that nobody ever sees.
Okay, so we have a comment here that says he has no desire to go to WWE, but things change. That is true.
That
You
is
know,
true. Like, I never
you know,
thought I would see Cody Rhodes in the E again, but who knows?
yeah.
I'm not saying I'm not pushing him towards
No.
WWE. I'm just solely saying that he is a big enough star to where I think all companies would be super interested in signing him.
Oh, of course. Yeah, exactly. But yeah. What say you about Will Ospreay versus Orange Cassidy? Are you excited about it?
I am. At first, I was like, Will is kind of a bigger star. I hate to say this. Okay.
No. I mean, look, I think a lot of the people in the internet, which I think it's unfair because Orange Cassidy is in that role where he's the comedy kind of actor where you're
Right.
expecting his gimmick to be like, oh, he's gonna just be funny with the wrestler. Whereas Will Ospreay, he's just amazing when it comes to his abilities that he's able to do in the ring. So we don't see him do much comedy in his wrestling. I
Right.
mean, tell me if I'm wrong. If anybody knows, please let us know if he has done comedy in his wrestling. But for me, I haven't really seen it. So this will be a contrast of styles. But I feel like Orange Cassidy is probably gonna bring it. So and then this is his first match since what 3 months, 4 months maybe.
Maybe that it's been televised. So I do want to get real quick back to. So when I first heard about him going up against Osprey, I was like he should have somebody like that's a little bit higher up in the anarchy or hierarchy.
Hmm.
But then I started thinking about it. But wait, I'm thinking of Orange's gimmick. I'm
Right.
not thinking about his in-ring experience. Like, he is phenomenal. The only unfortunate thing is able to he's not able to showcase it a lot in AEW. But if you look at a lot of his indies, like some of his best matches, I would say has been from First Wrestling, which is also an amazing independent, kind of in the Midwest. If you haven't checked them out, check them out. But he's definitely up there as far as Will. Uh, like I think it's going to be a hell of a banger of a match. I'm a huge Will Ospreay fan. I love that he's kind of an asshole. Because I mean, I picture any of my gimmicks are going to be that I'm an asshole. So it's good to pull like
Oh no,
when
he's a good
we
asshole. Yeah, he could be
yeah
a great. Yeah.
like when we talk about gimmicks and training or whatnot, and people are like, oh, I want to be a face. I'm like, bitch, this face is not ever going to be a face. Like, it's impossible. Like, you're going to have to hate me.
You're just a natural heel. That's what you're just trying to say.
Right. Like, it's so easy for me to get hate. So, like, regardless. I always go for kind of the heel part. I'm a huge villain fan, I guess you could say. So
Hmm.
yeah, I'm excited for it.
Oh, I think he's asking for an invite.
Okay, I can give it to him real quick.
Yeah, okay. So yeah. So everybody, if you just give them a chance, I think it will probably be maybe a match of a night kind of thing.
It
And
very
I
well possibly could be.
yeah, it could very well be. Like everybody's going to be talking because like look, remember when he faced Pac? That match was incredible. Nobody was expecting Pac to be good, you know. So
Yeah.
I so I'm excited for it, you know. I'm also excited for the Fatal Four Way, you know, like Paige is getting Okada. So I'm just wondering how Tony Khan was able to get Okada to come. That's my question. Because there was reports saying that he wasn't going to be able to go or travel issues or something. I don't remember. So they're saying about that. Um,
I think that was maybe a work where they just wanted a surprise.
the
Uh,
fans.
yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah, I think that's a good point to say. You know, so and it's going to be for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. So
Yeah.
now now, do you think Jay White keeps the belt, or do you feel like
Ooh, that is a good one. Hmm. I'm gonna say he just won it and he deserves to hold on to it because he's phenomenal.
right?
Uh,
No, I agree.
I don't know. But okay. So here's my worker sort of answer to that.
Hmm.
I believe that it depends solely on their relationship with AEW and New Japan. Is it going to be long term like it was with Impact, where we could see titles interchange, which we have already with Mox and etc. So that could be a possibility where that would be the only possibility where I see it going to an AEW guy. Now, as a fan, what I would love to see, hey Gary, or yeah Gary, I always call you Greg. You had your username Greg for too long. Uh,
So yeah,
I,
like you could say that he could keep it, but then you were going to go to the other extreme, which is
okay, so as a fan, I just want a good match. Like I think it's going to be phenomenal either way, but I
oh no,
think
it's
that
going to be
Jay
a
would
good match. Yes.
retain because
Yeah.
I mean he just got it. He had a hell of a match for it. Yeah.
Mhm. And joining us now in the live stream right now is Are You Elites Gary. How you doing, Gary?
Wow, what a show. What a go home show. Sorry for the echoes. It's still kind of spacious in this crazy living room of mine that I just moved to. But
Hmm.
um, really was excited to see you guys on here. I was like, well, this is unusual. Technically 10:30 for Orlando. So I'm like, oh, that's interesting. But hey, this
Yeah.
is a good surprise. Can't wait to talk about the show. Um,
Mhm.
I literally checked my inbox. Oh gosh, let me double check. So 24 new messages already since the event ended. So I appreciate everyone giving me some great buzz here. Um, what were you talking about before I came on? I'm sorry, I stepped away for a moment.
No, no, it's okay. We first talked about Okada joining. Then we went to
Mm.
Will Ospreay versus Orange Cassidy, like how the fans are like questioning why Will Ospreay is facing Cassidy, but we kind of explained like he'll probably get a great match out of him. So, how do you feel about that match, though?
I mean, if I could be honest, I really kind of dig it, because number one, we have Orange Cassidy where he's proven to me time and time again he can really, really go. Perfect example is when I really started first watching AEW, obviously, around 2019. The next thing you know, Revolution 2020, we see Pac in orange. And my thought was, okay, this guy's a gimmick. He has his hands in his pockets. Pac is going to kill him. No, Orange Cassidy won me over. So Ospreay really should win here. I would be shocked if Orange does win. The booking has been actually pretty decent from Tony, because he actually had Tanahashi pick up the pinfall tonight, and then Ospreay last week. So I'm feeling confident they're going to make Ospreay win. But like you said, Orlando, like Orange, it's Orange Cassidy, man. Like this is a good welcome back match in my opinion for him.
Oh yeah,
So
of course. Yeah. Yeah, and I think like he's a good foil for Will Ospreay because he's so cocky, and then he has this dude that doesn't care. So I know he's gonna piss him off. So I can still tell with the fake kicks and stuff. I can just see it now. So like as the match is gonna come up on Sunday, I'm just already getting excited for it. And then we were talking about the Fatal Four Way. What do you think? Who and it's for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. So how do you feel? Who would win it?
Let me just say this now. I really, really love this about AEW. That does not really ruin anything with Okada's debut in AEW. When I heard the coin drop, I was like, no fucking way. Are we really getting Okada? And one thing that I like here, yeah, there was speculation after that segment that it was going to be a tag match. This is going to be easily, perhaps, maybe one of the biggest matches of the night, maybe of the year. Not just for AEW, but probably wrestling as a whole.
That's true.
I do hope no title change either. I don't want to see the New Japan Championships get changed, but there is one match that's making believe that's got to happen, and that is a triple threat tag match with FTR and such. But that's a whole different story.
Yeah.
This
We'll
Fatal
get to
Four
that.
Way, it's going to be great.
We'll get into that match a little bit later, but
I changed my mind. I don't know why I said Jay. Adam Page is, of course, who I'm going to pick. As what was I thinking?
see, for me, I'm thinking what they're going to do is that Jay White is going to pin Adam Cole, and that's how because they're already starting the friction with Bullet Club and the Elite, so they have to start doing that. And plus, now that they kind of set up the match with what was it, the Young Bucks and Bullet Club to face I don't know who they are, dudes and attitudes. Is that what their name is? I don't know who's the
yeah, Darby and Sting, and yeah, truthfully, I didn't quite get
yeah.
the other two names.
Yeah, sorry, folks. I just like they said it really fast. So yeah, there's not a lot of us watch a lot of New Japan, so that's unfortunate. So
Excuse me.
I said not all of us. I'm saying so.
Oh.
I'm not including you. Okay, I'm saying me, maybe Gary. I think maybe you've seen every now and then. I've seen some Wrestle Kingdoms, and I've seen some some videos online and stuff. So I have to start watching some New Japan and Stardom. So yeah, so I'm thinking like the friction with the Elite and Bullet Club is about to happen because, I mean, it's sad that Omega's not a part of this because it could have easily started that.
Let's dive into that really, really quick, Brian and Orlando. I am still hopeful Kenny doesn't miss this. Maybe that. See, yeah, I know. I'm really hoping for Kenny. Could that be Zach's opponent? I mean, he is a damn good technical wrestler. I keep saying this time and time again. For AEW to make up for the missing of CM Punk, since it's his perhaps again a big match for him at the United Center, it would be great to have Kenny. I mean, like this is the pay-per-view that I can't picture him missing at all because his contract is up next February, so who knows what's going to happen with Kenny.
Okay, so let's go.
It ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, let's discuss about that.
I know.
So on Dynamite, they had Bryan Danielson come out and he cut a promo saying that unfortunately he was not cleared for the pay-per-view and for Forbidden Door as well as for Blood and Guts next week. So he said that he's going to announce who is going to be his replacement. So Gary's bringing up maybe you're saying Omega. You're thinking he's going to face Zack Sabre Jr.
I mean, look at it this way. At first, I thought it was going to be Jay White's opponent, to be quite honest. But this would make sense against Zack Sabre Jr. just because, hey, you know what? There's no title on the line. It wouldn't make Kenny look like he just came here and he lost. And I thought about that too. And then plus with Zack
Caleb agrees with you.
Jr., thank you, Caleb. Yeah, and like I said, this will give I'm not saying nothing bad about Zack Sabre Jr. because he's so damn good. I think this is a preliminary match for Kenny to really develop himself with that ring rust. Maybe he's just training as we speak. I don't know, but I'm just very hopeful we can see Kenny, and it would be very unfortunate if he misses this event. So,
Yeah.
wishful thinking.
Yeah. I mean, but the thing is just that what Bryan Danielson said was it's like a close friend of his, and
Yeah, I know.
so I'm thinking like how Brian said, it could be Cesaro, like I mean, but they're saying that he's a technical wrestler, so like Kenny doesn't give me the vibe of a technical wrestler, nor is Cesaro. Well, no, because
What?
so here's my thing. Okay, so here's my thing. It's just like so hold on, because like for me, it's just like they're like hybrids, because like they can do technical wrestling, they could do high flying, they could do strikes, they could do. That's what I'm just saying, like Zack Sabre Jr. He is a technical wrestler. He
Yeah.
doesn't really do the high flying stuff, in my opinion. From the matches that I've
You're
seen
right.
from him.
You're right. Yeah.
From the matches that I've seen from him. So.
I mean, I. Mm. So who would you think would be the other person that somebody named was Johnny Gargano's?
So from our little group chat that we're having all together as we're watching the show. So, um, but they're not. I don't know if they are close friends. That's another thing too. So it's just like I'm trying to think like who is still around that is a close friend of Bryan Danielson.
But that could be at work. Like he could pull like Jay or Gresham out of his pocket and be like, "Oh, we've been friends since." I mean, we don't know them personally. We don't know who they. So I mean, it literally could be anybody.
Yeah. Now, Jonathan Gresham versus Zack Sabre Jr. That is a wet dream match for me. Like that is a technical match, So I think that would be fun. And plus, Jonathan Gresham hasn't been on AEW in a while since his concussion, so I mean, it would be a good welcome back for him.
So somebody from AEW Are You Elite again? It's somebody that sent me a message, and I was looking back, and this was obviously on the topic there, guys. This guy, I don't even want to pronounce his first name, but his last name is Thurston. Brandon Thurston. Why not? No, just kidding. Anyway, so he really believes it's going to be Johnny Gargano because he has match history with War Games. Got to remember that everyone has to realize this is going to also be a replacement for Danielson inside the cage as well. And that does make perfect sense because I think we're all hoping Gargano as well. And I do like what this Thurston guy said because, this person's going to be a part of the Blackpool Combat Club, for what I understand.
Right.
So,
I mean, he worked as heel before, so I mean, he would be good. Also, if Johnny Gargano does come, who is he married to? Candice LeRae, and she can come over to the women's division, and that will help the women's division as well.
It's getting good, isn't it, Orlando?
Yes. They have Athena now. They're gonna if they add Candice LeRae. I'm just saying. I mean,
so think about who's in charge of the Blackpool Combat Club.
Mm-hmm. Oh, William Regal. That's right.
And who is famous for NXT? William Regal. Johnny Gargano's.
That's a good. And plus. Mm-hmm. Ty Conti is in the side of Jericho's group. So if Johnny is in the group, if Johnny Gargano is in the match, who's going to take out Ty Conti if she gets involved?
Very good point, Orlando.
Oh, it's all coming together. Anyways, as we were talking about,
I can just hear the writers, like, if they ever heard this conversation, they're just like, these fucking assholes don't know shit.
Well, at least this writer, the one I'm talking about, the one that thinks it's bullshit with an opinion, really, really knows what we want. So that's the difference. But okay.
Right. But yeah. Oh, wait, hold on. This comment right here. Ty Conti and Candice be awesome tag team together. But they could also be great foils together. Ty Conti has said that she wants to face Candice LeRae. So, I mean, I wouldn't mind that. And that would be a great introduction for her. So
I want Ty to go back in the women's division as a whole. Before she got wrapped up with Sammy, damn, she was really good.
I think she'll probably face Thunder Rosa maybe in the future.
So probably. So okay. So here's my thing with, because a lot of people, well, not a lot. I've seen some people complain that women are being put back into manager positions and eye candy type of roles. Okay, if use me as eye candy, if I'm on TV and I'm not being used as a wrestler, use me for whatever the fuck you want. As long as I'm getting some airtime and I'm being part of the story and part of the show, I don't give a shit.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, if you don't have a place for me to wrestle, but you're going to put me in a storyline, I'm not going to care. And I can guarantee you that a lot of people that are put in those type of positions aren't going to care either, as long as they're being used.
You do make a good point.
Yeah.
Like,
And
so-
also, I think that's also another complaint that a lot of people said. Like, they have all these factions, but where are the women added to these factions as well? So, because let's not forget, women were part of factions as well. So,
Mhm. I mean, and they're still part of it. Like, you have Julia Hart with
when now the Black,
Sure.
with House of Black, I'm sorry.
House of
Yeah.
House of Black. Chris Statlander is no longer in
Best friends, yeah. But it seems like now they're starting to do some women's tag teams. So, because now, mhm. And
So,
Caleb agrees with everything that we're saying. Thank you very much, Caleb. We appreciate you listening to us tonight.
yes.
Yes. Yeah. Speaking about the women's division, we had Tony Storm versus Marina Shafir. I have to say, I think this is Marina Shafir's best match because I'm thinking her and Tony Storm probably worked together in the Performance Center of WWE. So, so I enjoyed the match. So, and it's noticing that now she's aligning herself with Nyla Rose, which, hey, any way that you could put Nyla Rose in my screen, I'll be happy with that. So what do you guys think?
Actually, Brian, you go first.
I love that Nyla Rose was part of it. I love that Nyla Rose, did a huge splash bump.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And they got Thunder Rosa to come out to help out. So that's
Yeah, people can say what they want to say about Nyla Rose. I mean, she's really good regardless, in my opinion. I mean, she's, if the rankings matter, they came out and she's number 2, so she's still there in the top 5. But yeah, I mean, the segment, what it was, the match was pretty decent, I thought. Like Orlando said, them being in the performance center together, it really helps when they actually know each other. A lot of times AEW matches, as we know, it's at random, but again, it keeps things fresh for AEW. So, but I really enjoyed it. I'm curious to see if Tony Storm will actually win. I will admit, in Tony Khan's mentality, if you're not AEW homegrown, you're not going to sniff the title. So unless you're Moxley or
Jericho.
Jericho. So,
but I mean, she has her match with Thunder Rosa, so we'll see how that goes. And it's the only women's match on the Forbidden Door card. So congratulations to those women. So you're saying that Thunder Rosa is retaining?
Most likely.
Right. I think so. I mean, I think Tony Storm is great. I think she probably just needs a few more months there. I mean, I don't we'll see. But I think Thunder Rosa needs a little bit of a longer run. So I'm excited that it's something different for the women's division. So it's, I mean, I love Britt Baker, but just put her to the side a little bit,
I think we all do. But it's okay. I mean, in this sense, it's good they're going with something different. So.
Right. Yes. Also, they had the finals, or was it semifinals for the what is it called, the All Atlantic Championship tournament. So Malachi Black versus Penta Cero Miedos. Well, Penta Black he's now called. What did you guys think of this match?
I enjoyed it. I mean, let's be honest. You have 2 of the best wrestlers out there showing, like, doing a banger of the match. Like, how you can put Black in Black in any type of match, and he's gonna shine. Like, that dude's a star.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, same thing with Penta, but
I really, this match makes me hope that Malachi finally gets some gold on Sunday. Nothing against Miro, nothing against Ishii. Ishii is there just because of the Forbidden Door. Um, and then nothing against, like I said, Miro, but the one that is the most deserving is Malachi Black. I mean, just the guy's been on fire, so. But we shall see. I really hope they do the right decision on that one. If they do Miro again, cool. But no, not this time. Not this time.
Right.
Sorry, Sarah.
But the thing is for me is just like I enjoyed the match, but because of the story that we heard about the politics with AAA and CMLL, I got a little annoyed. Like, it's just like a lot of the Mexican wrestlers do want to face some of the New Japan wrestlers, so but I'm happy for Malachi Black, but for me, I think Pac deserves it. He was the first one to be signed with AEW, and everybody's been saying that he deserves gold. He deserves a championship. So why not give it to him? And I think they said they believe they want to make this a traveling type of title, so he could defend it anywhere. So his home is
That
in.
makes a lot of sense, to be honest.
Yeah, he lives in London, I believe. London, or I forget where.
Ooh.
Yeah, Pac.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That's why he always has an issue coming in because I think travel issues. I think it is always. So I think it would be smart for them if they want him to go to maybe travel through Europe and wrestle some people. So why not? It'll help AEW grow. So that's my pick for the Fatal 4-Way.
Newcastle, Tyne, England. There, Orlando.
Thank you.
You're
Yes, that I remember because he moved with his wife. I think after he left WWE, and I don't think he renewed his visa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I thought maybe he moved back into the States when he signed with AEW, but he didn't. So, and I think also a few Mexican wrestlers, they live in Mexico, so they're traveling to, so yeah, so I think a lot of them, they have always that issue with visas and stuff. And, but anyways, I would think this 4-way match is probably going to be a second match of the night because these four guys are going to work well. I mean, Miro, he hasn't had a match in a while, so I'm thinking he's probably gonna beat up everybody. He's gonna probably be a beast, And then of course, Pac and Black work well together. And Ishii, I'm curious just to see how he works with all three of these men. So
He'll be slow paced, but I think he's mostly the beef for Miro. Me personally, I think they wanted to do two athletic dudes and the other two to be these big horses, So it makes it for that. It makes sense for that, I guess.
You need a base, so yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think Miro and Black ever faced each other, so I'm anxious for that. So
not an AEW that I'm aware of.
No,
I think in NXT though.
No, I don't think so in NXT.
No, really? Wow.
No, because I think because Miro was already in the main roster when Malachi was starting to be in NXT.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
makes sense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, so Caleb sends this to us: the storyline between House of Black and Alex Brothers. Yeah.
Well, see, Orlando, you make a good point about maybe Pac will win just because finally the Death Triangle finally have one thing right for them, and that is finally a championship from this feud with the House of Black. So,
yeah. Well, I mean, Felix and Penta already won championship gold in AEW, so the only one missing is Pac. So I was hoping they were going to be the first three.
Sorry, man, you said Felix, not Phoenix.
Oh, sorry. Felix.
Okay, I'm glad that somebody caught that because I was like, I'm looking for
Sorry.
something.
Sorry, I was saying that. Anyways.
It's all good, man.
It's all good. So, what else happened on the show? I'm trying to think.
Real quick, so they did face each other, Aleister Black and Rusev, in a tag team.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that tag match. Yeah, when he got called. Yes, they got called up. It was it was Rusev versus Rusev and Shinsuke versus Ricochet, and I forgot about that match. Oh yeah, that was like
The
3 years
fact
ago.
that you can remember a random ass like tag team match from SmackDown. This
I
wasn't even recent. It was from 2019.
I know.
I don't remember what happened last week on things that I go to. How do you remember?
Wrestling's my life sometimes, so I can't help it. So
Apparently so, man. Damn.
Like the fact that that is, I'm very impressed by you. Like my hat or whatever is off to you because I can't. Like ask me who was on like SmackDown Friday. Oh, I didn't watch it, so that's a good reason.
anyways, um, look what Caleb just said. Pac needs championship in it. Yes, he will be the first All Atlantic champion. That's my prediction. He's going to be the first. So yeah. Um, the main event that happened. What did you guys feel of how the main event ended and with the post match brawl that happened?
So the post brawl match I really, really liked because again it's building for next Wednesday, BCC and, Jazz, whatever. I hate this freaking faction still. I don't know why. Well, I do know why, but anyway. Um,
You're supposed
I One thing though that makes me head scratch is when that was going on, we see Tanahashi and Moxley have a mafia stare down for like 5 minutes. Are you going to move or just stand there? No, they had to do body language and facial expressions, what they think, whatever the hell that means. Maybe that's something that I don't know about. One thing I did like though is they actually didn't fight. I'm so used to seeing a fight to end the show with the not two opponents, but two talents before a pay-per-view. So it was a good change of pace. I did like it that they just didn't fight. So, but again, 5 minutes just staring at each other like, what is this?
I can tell you what it is. What it is that the match ended too early and they had airtime that they had to eat up.
Yeah, that is true because Ooh, Caleb, this I don't know about this, but I mean it could happen. I mean,
Good,
so if I could speak for Caleb, he really loves the inner circle. So, well, did love the inner circle. So I think he does want Jericho's team to win. But we shall see, Caleb. It's going to be a really fun match for sure. And hopefully it won't do what they did last year. Like, what was it, like 45 minutes, close to an hour just for that match alone?
I mean, I didn't mind it because at least the violence was really good in there. So
unless you're gonna fall on some cardboard,
pretty much, yeah. I'll leave Jericho alone with that, okay?
So okay, that was always really weird to me that people were upset that he didn't fucking die.
Thank you.
People are upset. Like, let's think about this. People are upset because the wrestler didn't get hurt, which he ended up getting hurt with his elbow or something, if I remember correctly.
Exactly.
That what do people expect for us to or for people to go? Come on.
Yeah. I get it. Their production's a little wonky, but yes, Bryan, thank you so much for that because I remember obviously me being comment savvy. I'm guilty of that. And I remember when that was going on, people were like, oh, see, wrestling's not real. AEW does not make things real. Like Bryan said, what do you want to do? Just have him literally show guts and gore and have him die on impact? Go right ahead, I guess.
Oh, Caleb agrees with you. Yeah, he is still a inner circle fan. Thank you very much for the clarification, Caleb. But okay, I'm gonna do a bold prediction for the main event of Forbidden Door. I'm thinking that Tanahashi is gonna win the championship because look, I think CM Punk wants to face him so bad. I mean, why not have him hold the belt until All Out, and then you have Punk versus Tanahashi. That's your first. That is the first match that you can kind of booked for All Out. That will help.
That is that's hella bold, man.
Because because my thing is just like, I mean, I love Moxley, but he's still in that feud with the Jericho. What is it? Jericho. What's the name of the group?
Society?
Yeah, Appreciation Society, whatever. That's a stupid name.
Jazz.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, Jericho's group. Anyways, I'm thinking that Jericho's probably gonna piss off the fans and just have get involved somehow. And
I
no, but
wouldn't
you
want to
know it's
see.
gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Just to
I want it to
Can
be
I
a
tell-
clean finish, man.
Can I tell you kind of a funny story? Because at the time, and it's kind of borderline inappropriate, but I'm going to tell it anyways. Are we live? Are we doing a live show?
yeah. We're doing a live show. Yeah.
Whatever. You can only get canceled once, right? No. So, like, my friend, I didn't watch it at the time. My friend, who was also gay, was watched it and was keeping me up. And he kept saying jazz, right? And I was like, oh, he's just being super flamboyant about it and saying yes. It took me like almost 2 weeks to realize that it was jazz, not yeah, like he just wasn't saying yes. So that's my.
Uh-huh.
I was like, yes, queen, yes. So I said it back to him, and now I felt like an idiot. Like,
Yeah. Oh, thank you very much, Kayla, for that. Yes, he agrees with me. I appreciate that. Thank you very much, Kayla.
I mean,
you've ended up on my shit list for agreeing with Orlando. No, I'm just kidding.
He knows. He knows intelligence when he sees it. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Caleb. You're now an
Boo.
A-list fan.
Okay.
Anyways, you were gonna say something, Gary?
I mean, I would love to see it for the sense of, the booking is not all about AEW. I want them to really go 50-50 on this
Yeah.
pay-per-view. I really do. I don't want to see, when Impact and New Japan did their thing, like it was strictly all Impact. Like regardless, that was years ago, but again, it's what makes me feel confident with the decision the last couple of weeks with Tony's booking. I don't know if Tony's going to do all the booking or not on Sunday. But either way, I do like how you make that prediction because, like you said, Punk did say he wants to face Tanahashi. So Mox right now, and like you said, he's in a current feud, and he is, in second with the rankings in the tag division, if you really want to pay attention to it. However, that might die down now because Danielson's going to be out for a while. So, but either way, it's going to be a hell of a match. It's the dream match that people want to see. So, I'm excited for this Sunday, man. This is why I love this company. It's just endless possibilities. So, it's going to be a good one.
Yes. Because here's the thing, is just like because if they decide to give maybe one or two of the belts to an AEW superstars, then one of their people have to take one of their belts. So like how we say where we're talking about the triple threat tag match, you're thinking that FTR is going to win that. So
I do.
Yeah,
I
because
really think so.
because also it's smart because what's it might call it? FTR do want to get all the belts, So I was waiting for them to show up in Impact to get those tag belts. I mean they could still do that. I mean, if they have a relationship with Impact, AEW and Impact, and then also everybody's saying it's going to be Bucks versus FTR 3 at All Out, which they're going to set up, which is probably going to be winner take all. Because if FTR does win, they could easily be like, winner take all. Here's all the belts. Because it's going to be, what is it? They're going to have 3 belts if FTR does win.
They just want to prove that they are the best. So, and, they could be perhaps just their own little tag, like the best tag team in the world. If, beating the Young Bucks, truthfully, would be a damn good accomplishment. So undoubtedly Young Bucks is, I'm sorry, one of the best, if not the best tag team in the world right now. So
what?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I know, Brian. You don't like hearing it. But damn, they're amazing. You can't deny it.
He has choices to pick, so he chose that. So I mean, FTR is getting into the conversation, sir. But anyways, you were gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say I actually agree with Gary that he is 100% right. Young Bucks are completely amazing. They know what they're doing in the ring. But I do believe FTR is probably the better out of the two. I said what I said, and I'm not taking it back.
I'm not going to disagree with that. FTR has been proving these last few months fucking amazing. I mean, I was very lucky to see the Young Bucks versus FTR in Boston. I mean, that match was just nuts, out of this world. So, Tony Khan, I'm on your payroll, Give me something good for Minneapolis. And that's going to be a good special, apparently. They have a name for it, so.
Yeah.
I will say FTR may get it because Dax had mentioned recently that he... I don't know. I don't know if that... okay, whatever. Dax had mentioned that their time as a tag team is coming to an end. So it would be interesting to see. That was on Twitter, right? Like, I'm not making this up.
Yeah, that was Twitter.
Yeah. I was like, wait, am I just thinking this, or did it actually happen?
But Dax has been doing great as a singles competitor. Like, that match with him versus Will Ospreay, amazing.
It's definitely a match of the year contender.
Of course. Best television match, I think. Best television match.
And then Dax, we should actually add that to our thing. Have a television of the year, and then a pay-per-view of the year, and then the big one, the match of the year. Anyhow, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, and then Dax had his match against Cash, which was also equally amazing. So, I mean, they can do whatever.
But, like them splitting up or just officially coming to an end soon, I think nothing against Dax, but a little too soon. I mean, they're 34 and 35. They're really young. They're still really young. I mean,
yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, like literally, they've been just, no pun intended, going all out. So we shall see.
We shall see what happens. So hopefully you guys let us know how you guys feel about the pay-per-view, about Dynamite and everything else. We may probably do maybe a better prediction show maybe in the weekend. I don't know yet, or talk about other things. Probably not. Anyways, but please go ahead, subscribe, like us on YouTube, follow us on Twitter, Bucklebomb ENT. Tell your friends to listen to us. We're all over the podcast spheres. So so please go ahead and tell your friends about us. So hopefully we'll do more shows like this maybe around this time frame. I don't know yet. Go ahead.
So I do have a question. Let's talk about it on air since there's all three of us. We all apparently have the time on Wednesdays right after it. We should do maybe an ongoing podcast after Elite.
Oh,
I would really like that.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of like a recap every week. I wouldn't mind that at all. We're in 3 different time zones now, so it works for me.
Yeah. Well, you guys let us know, please. We're also on Twitch. Please tell your people to listen and watch us on Twitch as well. So this has been the first after Dynamite show. So maybe we'll have more in the future. So I was your host, Orlando. Thank you very much, Bryan and Gary, for joining me at this time. So bye-bye, everybody.
Photos.
Take care, everyone.